And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Let's Suck at Games. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons Online. So, if you're just joining us, I recommend going back. We did a character creation video as our first video. All I've done so far is I logged back into the game and selected the character we created last time and press enter. So that loaded up our character. Took a little while to load everything up, but now we are loaded. Because I've played the game before, quite a bit actually, I play pretty regularly, I've unlocked quite a few things that aren't going to be unlocked for a new player. So this right here where I am, so you can look and see, this is a airship. You can kind of see we're up above the water on an airship. If you're a new player and you haven't unlocked some of the higher level content, you will not start on this ship. You will start in the intro quest, which we will get to in just a minute. Because I have unlocked level 4 and level 7 starter characters, it puts me on this ship to give me the options of starting at one of those levels. We are going to decline that and go to the starter area, but I just wanted to let you know, this is kind of some options that you have. When you unlock the level 4 starter, the level 7 starter, you can kind of skip the early content that otherwise you would have to go through every time you create a new character. So a couple things we're going to do first, because we just created this character, we're going to clean up the interface a little bit. I'm sorry that it's a little stretched right now. I put it into full screen that kind of stretched the view out a little bit, but I don't think that it's going to be so noticeable for most of you. So let's go ahead and move some things around. First of all, we've got our chat bar over here. I think you guys pretty familiar. Almost every game has its little chat bar. So what we can do is we can grab this, and I'm going to push it down so that it docks down here at the bottom. I'm also going to resize it a bit. You can resize this however you want. Some people like to have that chat bar. Some people don't like it at all. I typically don't use it very often. You can also click this button here, which will hide it from view unless something pops up there. So you can do that. You can see there's some different options. There's a general chat. There's a guild if you're in a guild, party, combat, and so on. You can also right click and create custom chat windows, undock them, set different incoming, outgoing text types, things like that. So lots of different options for that. We are going to just leave that there so that we can kind of see what's going on. Up here above that we have our character's health bar and portrait. So that just kind of gives us a view of our character. Our health bar is here on top, so that's our health. The bar underneath is what's called our SP, or spell points. That allows us to cast spells once we have those. This right here is another bar that lets us select different things, and it shows what we have selected. By pressing that little eye icon, you can kind of change how that looks. I typically have it over here in the corner like this, so that it's not out in the way, and I just typically just put it all the way down there in the corner. And then up here at the very top, you have different sort of buffs and auras and things like that that are affecting your character. So right now I have an aura of good because I'm a paladin, and I'm in a area where I can regenerate, so I have regeneration as well. And if you move your mouse over it tells you what it is, what effects it has on you. So let's leave those there for now. Then if you look upper right corner is the map. Your map serves a couple different purposes. It obviously shows you where you are and gives you some icons when you're in a public place. You can also click the button to open the full map, which you can resize as you wish. And you can see different map notes. You can click and unclick for different points on the map if you want to see things or don't want to see things. That's useful there. And by clicking back on that button, it puts it back in the small mode. So we'll just leave that up in the corner. And then this one right here that you can move around but can't really resize is your quest window. It tells you what quests you have, what your objectives are. If you click the little icon, it will get rid of that box. If you click it again, it completely removes it. We're just going to leave it like this so we can see through that. And then finally down here at the bottom is our first hotbar. As we play the game, we can add more hotbars to it. If you click this button here, it will remove the top one and allow you to stack, move those around as many as you need to. I'm going to click that one so we only have one. We'll go through those icons in a couple minutes, what those are. So let's just take a quick look around. You can see, again, we're on an airship. There's some different things. We got some different people. This guy here just tells us, gives us some different dialogue there. And we can see we can jump around. Now this is a guy I'm supposed to speak to. When I speak to him, he gives me some different options. See, since I've unlocked it, I can start at level 7, 4, or level 1. And we're going to start at level 1 on Korthos. So that is the intro area. So I'm going to go ahead and click that option there. And since this is kind of a irreversible option, it gives you that warning there that we are going to be starting at level 1. So yes, this is all just a dream. The airship crashed. It's time to wake up. So we're going to go to Korthos and start as a level 1 character. Alright, so we're loading in.
You find yourself waking on a shore of flotsam. Memories of a large white dragon striking your ship come flooding back.
Alright, so this is our intro quest. Now, when you start a new character,
Oi, you ain't undead, are you?
you will start in this starting area. This is your intro quest.
Can you talk?
Unlike
Speak
a
to
lot
me.
of MMOs, you don't start in an area that's just filled with other people. This area is just for you, as most quests in Dungeons & Dragons Online are. It's an instance, which means only you and party members would be in the quest. Since it's a new character, again, it gives us hints how to talk to people. So you can talk to them and left click to talk. You can move around using your arrow keys or your basic WASD keys to move. And then hints will appear as it goes through it. So you can kind of see it gave us kind of an explanation for why we're here. I'm going to turn up that volume since I don't normally listen to it. You can access the menu either by clicking on the main menu button here, which gives you all the options, and I'll go through those later on, or by clicking escape will bring up the main menu as well. So let's go to options. We'll go to audio. So while we're here, let's turn up some of these things. I typically don't play with the sounds on because they're distracting, but
Can you
because
talk?
you guys have it,
Speak to me.
we'll turn some of these up a little bit more. Now, one nice thing about this game is that it plays like a tabletop RPG. You have a dungeon master that kind of narrates your quests as you go through them, which I think is kind of fun. One other thing while we're in the options. So you have these UI settings, tons and tons of settings that you can go through and look at. One of the things that you might want to do, though, is find your show portrait in the vitals bar. If you click that, it gets rid of that portrait because, you don't really need to stare at yourself the whole time. You can either put that up there or down here, somewhere where you're going to be able to keep an eye on it. I usually put it there. You can also turn it off the large one and use a smaller one like that, and that just has the symbol for your class. And I like that one there, so you can mess around with those UI settings and set them how you want. So by holding down the right mouse button, I can just kind of look around, and you can kind of see we're on a shoreline.
Can you
snowing.
talk?
The dragon is there that sunk our ship. All the luggage and things like that. So let's talk to Jeets. It says, "Hoy, you were on that ship that got attacked by the dragon. You're the first survivor we've seen, and sailors been washing up for hours. So are you looking for survivors or looting bodies?" Now, I recommend your first time through, do not skip the Korthos Island storyline. You're going to want to do the Korthos Island just to kind of get an idea of how to do things. So we're going to talk to him here. Now don't go blaming a poor rogue for making a living. Besides, I didn't take nothing from you. You got nothing worth taking. Yes, I seem to have misplaced my belongings. It's right dangerous to walk around without a blade. For my good deed of the day, I can give you something back in my camp. All right, lead the way.
If what the halfling said was true,
Follow me.
no one but you made it to the island alive. It may be worth
The camp's
following
up
this
here.
rogue.
Follow me.
For now.
For now. So these hints will continue popping up, telling you how to move, how to do things. When you get tired of them, you can turn them off in the bar. Or
Here
in
we
the
are.
Options.
So you want a weapon or not?
Okay, so let's talk to Jeets again. Here's a weapon for you, but then you do me a little favor, tit for tat, right? Well, that depends on what you want. I'll take that as a yes. Here, which one of these do you want? Because I am a paladin, I'm going to take a longsword.
Go ahead. Give it a few swings.
So you can open up your inventory with I. So open up our inventory and let's go through this explanation. Now your inventory has a couple different things in here. Now here is your inventory where you hold everything. You can see we've got 3 different bags that we can currently use to hold things. Your inventory can be resized and moved around like everything else. So if you want to resize it, let's see, where do I have to grab it to resize it? Kind of got to move your mouse around until you can find it. Here we can move it. I know we can resize it somehow. That's okay. So let's look. So details you can click on and off. So right now we have nothing equipped except for, if you move your mouse over it, starter rags, which don't really do anything. We can take them off, but then we're kind of just in underwear, I guess. But they don't do anything, so there's not really any point. Now you can always take an item and just move it out of your inventory, and it'll ask you if you want to destroy it, and you click, yeah, whatever. Now this is the long sword that he just gave us. You can either move that down to your weapons, and when you click an item, it will be green for where you can set it. Or if it's an item that will be equipped someplace, you can just double click it.
As you take
It will
hold of the
auto-equip
weapon,
it.
feeling its balance, you can't help but notice this Jeets has more he wants to say.
Now, as for the other things in my inventory, these are from things that I've unlocked through playing my other characters. So this right here is a pre-purchase ticket that just allows me to pull up a few things. So I pre-purchased one of the expansions to the game. I also have a Lesser Heart of Wood, which would allow me to change up some of the options if I play for a while and I decide that I don't like what my character, how I built it. I can kind of change it up a little bit. And then I also have a claim ticket for the other expansion, Shadowfell Conspiracy. So if I click on those, it will unlock some things for me, but I'll do that later. It's not really important to what's going on. I'm going to move those to our 3rd bag, so you just drag and drop those so that they're kind of out of the way. We don't need to worry about those. Now as for other slots in here, we have eyewear, helmet, necklace, trinket. So trinkets, all sorts of different things can go in that slot. We have a cloak, a belt, 2 ring slots, footwear, gloves, armbands and bracelets, and then our main armor. We have 2 different slots for weapons, a main weapon and an offhand weapon, and then different types of ammunition for ranged weaponry. You also have cosmetic slots for cosmetic gear that will change the way that your armor looks. And then weapon sets that you can create that allow you to customize weapon sets. And we'll talk about a lot of that stuff later on. You also have a second inventory view that you can sort and search and separate items by type. You can use that. Some people like it. I typically just stay in this view because I'm used to it. And there's also pets. So if you have pets, you can find them here. I've got a couple pets on my account. They don't do anything but follow you around. They're just kind of cosmetic pets. But you can always summon those if you have any. So we'll go back here. Alright, so let's talk to Jeets again. The weapon suits you. So you ready to help me out? What task do you have for me? You can also get another weapon if you don't like the one you picked. Okay, here's the deal. Selimus is waiting for us in a cave up the path. Go tell her we'll be along shortly, just as soon as we finish with all the salvage on the beach. That's it. Give a message to Selimus. Well, I'm sure Selimus would appreciate any help you can give her too. It'll make her less likely to smash my noggin when I catch up. Very well, I'll go to this cave and help her.
Selimus is at the grotto. Tell her to keep her knickers on.